Can I get the team news, please?
You're the guy we had the problem last weekend, huh?
There's always problems with me and technology. Don't worry.
Okay. So team news so far. Yes, Stu is back in training. Had one good session with us, and yeah, let's have a look how he is for the weekend. We know that we have a problem with Theo out because playing against Everton, cannot be part of the squad, and Musa is still out with an injury, so we have a little bit problems on the 10 position. But Stu is an opportunity, absolutely. And yeah, the rest of the squad so far, yeah, is fit. And
so just to clarify, Diallo and Salisu both available.
Sali not so far. He's still in building up for being part of the team. He's in a team training since this week completely. But we have to be careful with him. Ibra is also training with the team. He's available, and yeah, that's it. Oh, Will Smallbone. Sorry, Will Smallbone is out because Will has a problem with his quad muscle, little bit problems. Not a big issue, but hopefully he's back soon.
I just obviously buried in there the fact that Theo can't play, is not eligible to play.
Excuse me, once more, please.
Theo Walcott, you cannot play because of the agreement.
Yes, he's not allowed to. I think it's a good rule. We had sometimes a problem in Germany that you play against your team that was loan you, and then you scored and it didn't. We wasn't allowed to celebrate or something else. So I think I would like to have him in the team, absolutely. But I think for the player it's easier.
Thank you for that. Everton had a very good start to the season. It's going to be a very difficult game for you.
Yeah. When you look at them, how they play and how they have played the first rounds, it's not a coincidence that they are unbeaten in the moment. They did a fantastic job. Made a few good signings in the summer, but also seem more organized, better organized, and yeah, definitely a very, very strong side. But yeah, we also played last week against a team that had a lot of quality on the pitch, and we showed that we are not scared. We know on a good day we have chances against every team in the Premier League, and this is the goal for the weekend. Show them, like in our last game against them, that we are also a strong side and not easy to play against, and this is the goal for the weekend.
Danny Ings likes to score goals against anybody who's put in front of him, but against Everton he's scored in 4 the last 5 games.
What does it mean? That he scores on the weekend, or what do you want to tell me? I take it, yes, absolutely. But there's no guarantee for this. Yeah, so he's okay. He's fit. He scored on the last weekend, and the 2 guys in front do a good job in the moment. Scoring is not the problem. I think the last game it was more our defense organization that was a little bit of a problem. But we worked on this week, and hopefully we can see that we are better organized on the weekend.
You've got some momentum going now after a tricky start.
Yeah, after a difficult start, absolutely. What was the reason that not existing preseason? It was a tough start for us, but the good thing is the Premier League is a long run, not a 100-meter sprint. So it's a longer distance. You can adapt to what you need to do, and we still know that it's tough to win Premier League games, but we coming more and more in the situation that we are competitive, and in the last 3 games we showed that we are, and this is the way we want to go.
And just finally from me, because a lot of people want to speak to you, can I get your thoughts, if you have any, on this idea for a European Super League?
I think I made my opinion very clear. I know that there's always a rumor about this instead of the Champions League, if you want. I don't know why you have to change a model that is definitely well loved from everybody. I think the Champions League is definitely a league where everybody wants to be part of. And I think it's important for the clubs that they have always the chance to, on the sportive side, to be part of such a league. And if you have a closed league where it's nearly impossible to get in, either you have a big history or whatever, then I think it's in Europe always a little bit difficult, because the Europe competitions are based on competition, and this is what I think makes them so interesting. It's a little bit of a different model to some other leagues in the world, but we are famous for getting qualified for something and then compete, and everybody has the chance to go there. I think this is for the other clubs also important, to work well and to have a target where you want to go to, even if you're a smaller club. I think this is what makes this league so interesting, and a closed Super League. So the information I've got, that it's very tough, and even if you win the Premier League, you are not part of this. So it's a little bit not what I think is a good thing.
Top stuff. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary. We'll go to Adam at Radio Solent.
Ralph, it's Adam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm surprised I'm going to have to be the one that brings this up, but the game on Sunday is the 1 year anniversary of the defeat to Leicester at home. And it's nothing I like talking about, but it does make me ask the question. It does allow me to ask the question.
I'm still sitting here. What?
I wouldn't ask this if I was standing next to you. Yeah. Look, I'm fascinated because I want to know whether in that last 12 months between that day and this anniversary, whether in a way, maybe that defeat made you reassess, think, change, like the Everton defeat did before the international break last season as well, before the Arsenal game, and whether that actually in a way did you a favour in the way you reset yourself and the team after that bad time.
So thanks that you remember me on the really not nice.
I'll get slaughtered by the fans.
Yes, it's okay. I don't have a problem with this because, as you know, I'm still sitting here, and since then a lot of things have happened, and not in a bad way, I think. And it was a new experience for me, definitely. But meanwhile, I have seen so strange results in the league. When Liverpool loses 7-2 against Aston Villa, I think, okay, they were equal, so they were not one man down like we have been. Everything is possible in the Premier League, and you have to make this experience maybe once in your life. I don't need to do it or to have it more often, to be honest. But for this one time, it was not the worst if you make the right decisions afterwards. And so, if you want, yes, it's part of our story, it's part of our history. But when you see then the whole story, I think the big picture shows you that also 9-0 defeat is not the end of the world. It's also sometimes a start for something new, something better. And yes, since then, I think we made a good progress. And so far, I don't have it in my mind anymore. But if we wouldn't speak about it again, then I would have forgotten it maybe.
Well, actually, I was interested because, of course, the Everton defeat came after it at home. Mm-hmm. and actually then you had the 2 weeks. And I always feel that after the Everton defeat, things were even worse for you, but you came through that. And I really want to learn a year on what you said to yourself, who helped you through that, because that 2 week international break was when you reset yourself mentally, I feel, and the team.
Absolutely, that's right. It was a much worse game, and also it was only a 2-1 defeat, but it was a disaster first half, and it was only passive and without any energy. And I thought to myself, I must stick back. Also, my team must stick back to our real behavior, and we were completely on the wrong track, getting more defensive, more compact. We tried to be passive and defend our box. This didn't work. We are not the mentality. We don't have the mentality to do this, and this is the good thing that we changed this then. And with a few other things, there's not one thing. There were a lot of things we changed since then, and that have brought us back to a more competitive team, and a team that was convinced about what we are doing, because this is always the most important thing. If you lose a few times in a row and then have a big defeat, I think the most important or the most difficult thing is that you lose the belief in what you're doing. And this happens, you have definitely a problem. But it's important for every coach, I think, to go one time through such a period. I have never had it before. In my entire managing career, it was always success, success, success. I've never been in such a moment. I always thought, what do I tell my team if I lose 4 or 5 times in a row? What do I tell them? And yeah, I know now. I know it, and that doesn't mean I want to have it again, as I said. But to have it once, it's okay.
Interestingly, when you played Everton at home last season, since then you've both progressed and got better because you were both near the bottom of the table. Now we look at the table and Everton are flying high. But do you think you're closer to them as a team and can give them the sort of contest you want to give them than maybe the table shows because it's early season? You know, is there a lot between the teams?
Yeah, but as I always say, the table, don't hang it too high at that time of the season. So we know that we have a lot of games to play, and in the moment we have 6, I think, yeah, or 7.
Yeah, 6.
6, yeah. So it's a long way to go, and I can tell you after the game how good they are and how good we are in the moment. I was, let's say, after playing one time against every team, it's the first moment I can say, okay, the first round we were 16th best or 10th or 11th best. But and then the next time I take care about the table is when in the end of the season, because then I say, okay, I play twice against everybody, and then I can really be clear how good we are, because otherwise you have a difficult fixture in the beginning, more away games than home games or whatever. That is not really always a clear picture, and but we should be really see it clear that it's not interesting the momentary situation at the table. It's more important the way we play and how much we do of these things we need to do to win games, and this is the focus, and this is all the energy we are using for getting here a clear picture.
Just finally from me, quick question. Nathan Tella, we thought he was terrific off the bench at Chelsea last week and was very positive in his trying to get in behind and create space. What about his development? Because last week looked like a jump to me of what he's been able to achieve on the pitch so far in a Saints shirt.
What I like from him is that he really has no fear. He's going in and has a very good attitude, runs a lot, is good working against the ball, and with the ball has normally speed and also the braveness to go deep, to go in the dribbling. And this is a good combination. On the 10 position, if you come in, you must have a high workload in that moment, and he does it all the time. I'm sure that he can get better footballing, and maybe the final decision making is still getting better, but I think he has some qualities that can help us in the future, definitely.
Thanks for your time, Ralph. Good luck Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Jim at PA.
Yeah,
you're on, Jim.
You're on.
Oh, sorry, I can't start my video, so apologies for that. Ralph, how is Stuart? How's he been?
He was good. He's back, and didn't have a lot of symptoms, to be honest. A little bit, yes, but could immediately train hard with us and had no issues, no further issues. So he's good, and this is the positive thing, yeah.
Was it frustrating for you, because before the international break you talked with us about Stuart and not wanting him to be overloaded? So I suppose in a positive way, to use that term, he didn't actually play very much over the international break. But how much of a concern is it of you that you get your players back for another few weeks and then potentially could go away again and lose them again for any more COVID situations?
Yeah, it was disappointing, absolutely, because he was in perfect form and was one of our most important players. And again, he was out then. It shows how much we have to stick to our social distancing, because it's not the um, the virus in itself who likes to struggle, but it's more the quarantine you have to take then. And we have seen a few examples in the past where the protocol says this, that because of somebody is positive, a lot of people in your surrounding have to go in quarantine. This is the more important, or the bigger problem for me. And therefore, I'm still thinking that we do it here in a high level to make the risk as low as possible. And hopefully, as long as they are here, we had no no issues with this when they are traveling somewhere else. This is why I see it in the moment very critical to let them go again to the international break. When I think about in 2 weeks, we have the same issue. They are again traveling somewhere, coming together with people we are normally not around. And this is something that you have not the control over. So it's definitely to think about if it's necessary again to have these international games. And finally, it's good that he's back now, but it was a big impact, sure.
We talked earlier about the momentum that you guys are looking to build up. When you see a team like Everton able to get themselves to the top of the table unexpectedly this season, does that give everyone else a positive mindset of what you can just achieve in this league, especially this season, which is probably different than any other?
I mean, it's not so new that in the beginning of the season there is one or two clubs they are outperforming for a short term. But as I said in the beginning, there is not a coincidence why they are so high in the table in the moment, because they played fantastic for first 6 games, and then you get a lot of points, and then you are there where you are now. But it's, as I said, it only shows that when you work good and when you have a good start and when you are competitive, that you can win against every team in this league. And this is the goal also for us. I think you saw it in last weekend in our game against Chelsea. Normally a team where you think with this quality, when you're 2 up, you don't have a lot of chances. But we think different in the moment. We are thinking about our qualities, and if we bring our qualities on the pitch, and then definitely in the first half we didn't. But then we showed a different face, and in the second half we have been the better team, and that's the reason why we got a point there. And this is the way we want to go. And then it's also like, if against Everton or the following week against Villa, they are also amazing in the moment. It's not interesting. It's interesting how we do it.
That's great, Ralph. Thank you very much. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. We will move on to the second section embargoed for 10:30 tonight. Just because of the numbers in the room, we'll limit it to 2 questions each to begin with, and then we'll come back round to the group if there's still time at the end. We'll start with Dan at the Echo. Still on mute, Dan.
Hi, Ralph. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Ralph, first of all, obviously, how has Ibrahima Diallo's first full week working with you and the squad been?
Good, definitely. Good guy. Like him, like the attitude he has. And I think he also enjoys what we are doing here. And still sure a lot of work to do with him. But I'm happy that he's here.
You obviously mentioned there Will Smallbone obviously missing out with a little injury there. With Ibrahima, have you had the chance to sort of sit down with him and chat through that sort of midfield position? Because and has he got to be a quick learner?
You can be sure that we had a chat about a lot of things. You can be sure that everybody who comes here gets a huge baggage of informations, what he has to do and what we don't want to see. And after this, it's about teaching him, coaching him on the pitch, let him also play in the first team to get adapted to what we are doing, and I think this is a massive help for him, and the quicker he learns what is demanded here, the better it is for us as a team. That's it.
Thanks, Ralph. All the best for Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Dan at The Athletic.
Thank you, Jordan. Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
If I could just cast your mind back to when you were a striker, it's obviously been mentioned that Danny Ings has scored 4 times against Everton since joining Southampton. I think he scored 5 against Spurs. When you're a striker, is it a coincidence when that happens, or is it you just fancy playing that sort of team? It just suits your style, and
I don't know. Yes, sometimes it's a coincidence. I think maybe you go in the game with a different feeling. Or you maybe play against the same defender, and you know that he fits to you, and you can score against him, or you like to score against him. But in the end, I think every striker thinks that the most important thing is to win the game, not to score yourself. Help the team winning is the thing for everybody to show his best performance. If he scores again, yeah, sure, it would be fantastic. If he make a few assists and somebody else scores, I think in the last games we have shown that also other players can score goals, and this is important for us.
Was there a particular club that you like to score against when you were playing, or did you like to spread them out a bit more?
Lots. I cannot remember all the clubs I like to score against. I don't know.
And just quickly, if I may, obviously Diallo's come straight in. Salisu's taken a little bit longer. What's the difference with those? Obviously Diallo was only here for a day or two, and then went straight into the squad, whereas Salisu's been here since sort of August time, but it's taken a bit longer. Yeah,
because one was physically fit and the other one not, and that is the reason why it takes longer with the other one.
Oh, so was he injured when he arrived, Salisu?
Yeah.
And what was that injury?
No, it's some bigger issues we had with him, and these issues will last a little bit longer, and it's an older thing, and for this we have to take care of him. But it is coming back. I think it's maybe takes one more week, and then he's able to play. And we gave him all the time he needs to get for solving his problems, his issues, and finally, it's not important. We knew that it's not a short-term project, it's a long-term project, and he is a good guy, and I'm sure that he will help us in the future.
That's great. Thank you, Ralph. Good luck for the weekend.
Thanks a lot.
We'll go to Neil at the Mirror.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, now.
Hello, nice to hear. Just a quick one. Should Jordan Pickford have been sent off last week, and therefore he should be suspended on Sunday?
Sure. Because he wouldn't play against us. No. I think, it was a little, I also heard a discussion about it. It was a horrible tackling, to be honest. I see the bigger issue is sometimes with this offside rule or not. Yeah, when you have more often the situation now that the game goes on, although it's offside, and then some doers happen. They don't have to happen normally. This is the issue, but we are also happy about having the VAR, because now you see in the EuroLeague, for example, there's no VAR, how many discussions there are around decisions from the referee. So I'm happy that it's here, but this is the one issue we have. And sure, you cannot go like this to a duel. This is absolutely a disastrous tackle, to be honest. I think it can be a red card in the end. But in the end, it's a quick decision from the referee, and then it wasn't. But the tackle by itself, when you only see the tackle, it was horrible. Yes.
And just to follow up on that, Everton have played some very nice football, but they've clearly got a physical edge to them this season as well. They're very strong and physical. We saw some of the tackles. That's something obviously your team going to have to match on Sunday.
Yeah, when you reduce it only to the physical quality, I think you do them not right. They have more qualities than only physical qualities. So they have some really good players in the team now. I think also James will play. Don't trust the message that he's not available for the weekend. And in the end, I think we know every team in the Premier League has quality, and we have to prepare for the best possible team. And for our side, it means that we have to look on our strengths. And as I often say, maybe there are some better individuals around there like we have, but we have also some really good players, and we have a very good commitment. And when you have this in combination, then you can compete with every team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Tom at Hampshire Live.
Hello, Ralph. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, good to speak to you again. During his first full season in the Premier League, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the player for Everton, of course, scored 4 goals in 30, which is a similar strike rate to what Che Adams hit last season in his first full Premier League season. Is he a good inspiration for him to show how important confidence is as a striker, especially after he got his first goal of the season at Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, some players take a little bit longer until they compete in a higher level, and in the end, it's the most important thing is that you keep believing in your qualities and push hard to show them and grab every chance you get for showing up. And I think Shea had last season also a lot of chance in the beginning, and as long as he didn't score, the more difficult it becomes for everyone. And this is normal. And in the end of the season, without the biggest pressure, then he started scoring, and now he's much more comfortable, and his game is getting better and better. The whole package is getting better, and still he knows that he can do it more. I think he's still not the most clinical striker in a moment, but I think sometimes it's because he's doing such a high workload that he sure loses a few percent of clinical finish in the end, because he's not on heart rate of 50 when he scores, or when he shoots. He's on heart rate of 200 maybe, because he has to run so much for us and to work for the team. So I can handle this, and the most important thing for me is that the striker works hard for my team, and in the end it's not interesting if he scores or Ings scores. When we as a team playing well, when he's part of, and this is okay.
Did you notice a change in him this week after that goal? Does he look like a weight's been lifted off him, or do you not think it was bothering him too much?
Once again, please.
Sorry, did you notice a weight lifted off him after that goal last week? Did he seem a little bit more confident in training this week, or was he just still the same Jay?
Well, it's the same Jay. He's quite liked from all the players here, and he's always working hard in the training, and couldn't feel that he feels more comfortable now. I think it's good for him to stay driven and stay focused, because as a striker you don't have the time to lean back, and you must show again and again that you are able to score, and when you work hard the chance is a bigger one.
Brilliant, Ralph. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, we'll go to Dan at the Sun.
Hi, Ralph.
Hello.
Hi. I was interested in what you were saying about James. So you're not trusting the hints coming out of Everton that he's not going to play Sunday. You expect him to play?
Yeah. What should I say? I have made the experience that as a manager you always have to prepare for the best possible team. If then it comes different, okay, this is easier to say, okay, I was wrong, he doesn't play, and maybe only he's playing, but sometimes it's also not an advantage. So prepare them for the best possible team. Gives you always the opportunity to say, okay, now he's not there anymore, but I think it's good to prepare for the biggest strength and then handle with this. If it's then not so strong, also okay.
And just to follow up on that, whatever happens, there'll be no Richarlison for them because he was sent off. How, if it's just Richarlison missing, but if it were Richarlison and James missing, how does that change your approach to the game and influence your ability to impose your attacking style on the game more if those one or both of those players are missing?
As for me, in general, not so much like for maybe Dave to prepare the set pieces, because James saw the set pieces, and maybe for him it's a bigger change than for me. For me, I think that the general shape will not change. The behaviors also not that much. So for me, it's not that different, to be honest.
So just to follow up that, for some people, it was a surprise how well James has taken to the Premier League and played this season. But obviously, from 17-18 when you were with Leipzig and Bayern winning the title. Just tell us what sort of player you saw then and what kind of problems he caused your team then.
Yeah, you're right. For me, it was not that surprising, because when somebody is coming from Bayern Munich, yes, he should have some qualities, definitely. And and also played against him and knows about his qualities. And he was not always a starter there. But this is not because he wasn't that good, because they have such a strong side there, and it's always difficult to be a general starter in Bayern Munich. So no, he's a fantastic left foot, good decision making, good finish around the box. Yeah, on the 10 or on in the 4-3 on the winger, a very, very good player, and with his coming inside on his left foot, always dangerous, good crosses, good set pieces, complete good package. And yeah, there must be some reason why such a player costs so much money. He must have some qualities.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thank you.
Okay, go to Harry Pratt at the Star.
Hi, Ralph.
Hello.
Hi. Talking about Carlo, he's obviously one of the. I mean, last week you had Frank Lampard against you, one of the, should we say, more inexperienced top-flight managers. Carlo, one of the most experienced. What can you learn from? I mean, what do you take from a manager like Carlo? He always seems pretty calm on the touchline in his interviews. He's very measured when he was defending Jordan yesterday. He has a sort of just a serene calmness about him. Is that something younger managers can learn from and take from?
Yeah, I don't know if you can learn this or if this comes automatically with the ages. You stand out there on the sideline. He has won nearly everything, so it's not so surprising that he is that calm. When I remember on all the duels we had, I think there were 2 with Leipzig. One amazing one, a 5-4 lost. We have lost at home. I think it was an amazing game. And yeah, I think it was always interesting, and he has so much experience as a manager. And yeah, it's not a coincidence that when he can change his squad in a transfer period, and they spend a little money for doing this, that he then knows exactly what he has to do with the squad. And yeah, as I said, I think they are also better organized in the moment, with a clearer game plan, absolutely fit, and more motivated, like maybe after the lockdown in the end of the season, where they had no chance to climb any European League table position or something like that. So it's definitely a different squad now, and it makes it so interesting for us, to be honest, because we like to have these challenges. We want to know how good we are, and therefore we need these games. If you sometimes the quote, if you want to be a lion, you want to fight with the lions.
Gotcha. And I mean, you were talking about the table. Obviously, it's very early days, and maybe only 6 or 7 games played. With regards to that, I mean, it would seem more open at the top of the table with some of the results we've had, and also the games, because they're coming so thick and fast. I mean, how long before we can actually look at that table? And I know you said wait till the end of the season, but it used to be 10 games, you began to see where the table was sitting. Is it different this season? And can you see a team like Everton or someone actually staying right up there for a long time, perhaps because the season's so congested and you get momentum?
I don't know, but I think the fact that we have now such a start where some teams are up on the table we didn't expect them to be there shows you how interesting the Premier League is. And this is what I've speaking about last week, that it is important to have more clubs around there that can be competitive and win more games. I think this is always the reason why the Premier League is so famous and everybody speaks about the best league in the world, because we have this high quality also of not so big teams, and this is what makes it so interesting. I think it's quite competitive also for the top 6 in the moment. It's not so that they go somewhere and say, oh, this game we win easily, or here we win easy. No, even when you see the promoting teams with Leeds and West Brom and Fulham, it's not so easy to take points against them. So I think it's a signal for everybody out there. The Premier League is still a very good league, and we enjoy this.
Okay, thank you. Best of luck.